Take it. All right, it's time for the entrees. I've got three more storylines we're going to talk about. These are the kind of the big things that we feel like are going to be the really driving forces moving into college football, and things that we're really going to be talking about probably all season. And we've kind of just been talking about it a lot. The kind of the feud. It's a good segue between the Big Ten and the SEC. Unless your head's under the rock, you know that the Big Ten has won 3 straight national championships. Indiana, Ohio State, Michigan in reverse order. 3 of the top 7 best odds team to win the national championship this year, or Big Ten teams: Indiana, Oregon, Ohio State. For SEC was dominant for about 15 years, starting with kind of the Tim Tebow, Urban Meyer, Florida years, really all the way up through the Kirby Smart, Georgia years. We went back to back 2020, 2023, and now we're seeing a shift. Has the Big Ten supplanted the SEC as king? Will it go into the future? I'm going to ask you that, Darren, as I hand you a plate of fettuccine Alfredo. What do you got?
Ooh, I'm hungry too. I appreciate that. Thank you, waiter. The king days are over.
Yeah.
And so SEC was king for a long time, but 50 years from now, we'll look back and say there was no king after 2023, 24. Once NIL, once the players and the university started spending money and building and buying rosters, the playing field is just getting even. And so SEC has now, met its match in the Big Ten, but the same thing's going to happen to the ACC and Big 12, I say.
Right.
Because Texas Tech is doing it. Miami's doing it. These teams from any power conference and teams from anywhere, any school can do this. If you got 50 million, if you got 200 million coming in, you can be a competitive team. The king days are over. It worked for SEC for decades. It was wonderful for all the SEC homers out there. Congratulations, but it's not happening anymore. We are in the age of the Big Ten, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
Go Michigan, go Indiana, Ohio State, fantastic. Good for you. It's going to be Miami. It's going to be BYU, Texas Tech. It's going to be Clemson back again before you know it.
It's funny. Silicon Valley is minting all these new billionaires. I'm waiting for like the Cows and the Stanfords to show, or UCLA. Like, I know they've got rich alumni. All it's going to take is one of them and say, you know what? Losing sucks. Here you go. I just waiting for that to happen. Silicon Valley is going to have its day. Mark, what do you got on the Big Ten dominance?
I mean, the Big Ten is the king right now, but I think the SEC's right there with them. And I think that margin between them is very tight. I think where the biggest gap is where the ACC, the Pac-12, and all of them are back. Like we have a two-headed monster right now with the Big Ten and the SEC. And any of these schools that we talk about that are trying to put their money, and you say Texas Tech and Miami, they all want to be a part of the SEC anyways.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, that's where we're at. We've got the power two, really, the two kings, the power four, and then your group of 6.
Yeah. And I would argue the SEC, while I think the Big Ten has a better chance of winning the national championship, mainly because they have 7 of the top odds. 3 of them are Big Ten teams. I would say the SEC is probably deeper. If we went 1 through 10, they probably have better squads that way, but it's at the top. If we're talking about national championships, and now that we're talking about the playoff, let's face it, it's taking up all the air. We're talking about national championships. I think the Big Ten is going to have itself a nice little run here. So we'll see how our friends in the South respond to that. They like their football a lot. So
all right, I tasted my fettuccine. I think I'm going to go with Mark's. I'm going to redo my take. I'm going to sprinkle a little pepper and salt on here and redo. I think I like Mark's take better.
A little grinder for you. Sure.
I like Mark's take better than mine. I tried my takeout, didn't taste very good. Thank you, Mark. Take your recommendation here on out.